Kia ora, Anna Hill. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you. It's very exciting to be here.
It is exciting to have you here because you're a principal at Jasmax and you're also Jasmax Interior Sector Lead, which means you're in charge of lots of things.
A few things, yeah, a few things.
And even when I was reading in my notes about you, it says essentially that you draw on experience from residential, recreational, commercial, hospitality projects. Basically, your design approach is quite broad.
Yeah, it's a very mixed use approach. I've sort of been able to touch a whole range of different sectors, which has been awesome throughout my career.
But it does say that you have a sharp eye for detail. So tell me about this idea of like working in a broad range of environments and also being able to focus in.
I think you have to sort of pick the right elements for the project in particular that is going to really make a difference, and being able to, I suppose, harness that into I'm talking in design language, but what a design direction would be for a particular project for that sector, and then using your knowledge from the other sectors to be able to think about how a space could be used slightly differently and sort of thinking outside the box, and then bringing that sharp eye for detail in to really harness that experience and making sure that everything is in the right place to give the best design outcome.
That makes perfect sense to me. As far as you doing that work out of Jasmax in Parnell, what's the influence of Parnell on the work that you do?
I think Parnell, and for me in particular as an interior designer, is awesome because we have so much around us here that can really help us do our job properly. So we're in the Residum space, which is an awesome asset for us. Alongside, there's a whole range of different furniture suppliers up and suppliers in general, flooring, etc., up the Strand and up and through the back of Parnell. So fabrics, shops, tile shops, everything. We basically have everything in Parnell that we need to do our job. So I think that has been really beneficial, having our studio here as well.
It's a multiple benefit, isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's not just that people come because they want to do their interiors. I guess you're feeding on all of the interior energy in the suburb.
Exactly. And being able to, I suppose, be in that creative precinct really does help. Even just walking out for lunch and being able to walk past some of the furniture showrooms or the carpet showrooms and things that are around, it sort of sparks a bit of thought when you're out kind of taking some time out from the workplace. So,
and I hear that your love of Parnell actually goes deeper than work.
It does. I actually live in Parnell too. I'd say I'm very blessed to live and work in the same suburb. It makes life very easy. I can go home for lunch, which is something I've never been able to do before, and I really love that. But it also means that my commute is very short, which is quite unusual in Auckland. So yeah, I feel blessed to be able to live and work in the same place, and it's just, it's a great suburb to be able to do that in.
Okay, so since moving to Parnell, have you discovered anything new? Like what's revealed itself about the suburb that perhaps you wouldn't have known if you'd only ever worked here?
There's quite a lot of like interesting little parks sort of tucked in places that you didn't know about. I have a dog, Blue Boxer. We go walking a lot, obviously. Everybody knows about the Rose Gardens and it's a beautiful walk in and around there, but there's a little reserve in the back just behind the Strand called Alboron Reserve. And it's actually a dog park, which is really cool. And they have a little toy library there, and you can take balls out and throw them and put them back. And it's just it's so sweet, and you just never know that was in this suburb unless somebody told you about it. So I like finding those sort of like little sweet romantic things about the suburb out when you're walking around and enjoying it.
So do you walk out for dinner? Have you tried out a few more of the tastes and sounds of Parnell?
Yeah, I mean, we go out for dinner probably once a fortnight, I'd say, cost of living. But we'd normally go up Parnell Rise, either have a few drinks and some snacks at 46 in York, or we'd go up to NSP or Jerome, or in the back into the Blue Elephant, sort of in the back street, back part of the main strip there. There's some really cute little restaurants that are hidden away, and it's nice to kind of try and test a few different ones out.
Nice. As a woman working out of Parnell, do you think there's anything in particular that the community here offers you?
I mean, I think Parnell itself is very safe. I enjoy that about Parnell. As a woman, I don't know if there's anything in particular that's different. I've always been a city living woman in my adult years, and I enjoy sort of being really close to the city and having that vibrancy that that the city has and Parnell has, and that access to be able to go out with your friends for a drink after work, and it's in really close proximity to everything. So I think as a female, we're quite social. We like to hang out and, you know, enjoy a glass of wine with our friends. So I think I'd probably quite like that about being a woman, I suppose, in Parnell.
And if you're looking with your, I guess, interior eyes on and your business eyes on, what would you like future Parnell to look like?
I think there's a really a big opportunity to pedestrianise some of Parnell. There is similarities that Britomart could, the works that have happened in Britomart, I think, have been really successful for that precinct. Parnell offers a slightly different perspective, as there's multiple landlords in Parnell, so working through that together is a different challenge. So seeing the main landlords kind of coming together to think about what the future of Parnell could be, I'd really like to see, as I said, sort of that pedestrianisation of a portion of Parnell.
What would that offer the user, the visitor to Parnell?
I think it provides the ability to sort of flood out a little bit more into the street. There are some, I spoke about the pockets in behind that people don't really realise that are there. At the moment, Parnell Rise is sort of a through road to Newmarket or into the motorway on ramp, and that sort of prevents a little bit of that ability to kind of flood out into the street and really activate the street. In and around Herd Park, I think, would be a really good location for something like that. There's the awesome light shows and art installations that happen in Herd Park, and it sort of feels like a missed opportunity to not be able to kind of enjoy that from the whole street perspective. There's obviously a bit of development that's happening on Parnell at the moment. There's the 269 markets that are coming in, and just thinking about how you could kind of connect up to that from Herd Park and really start to activate the street a little bit more. I think what's nice down in Britomart is the planting and the ability to kind of sit out in the courtyards and enjoy that from the hospitality venues down there. And just seeing somehow in a way in which we might be able to look at some of those ideas and come up with a way that would suit Parnell and the business owners in Parnell, or landlords in Parnell.
Do you like a good challenge? It sounds like this could be a good, healthy challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it's about collaboration, right? And it's coming together as a group. I'd say Auckland Council would need to be involved in the conversation too, so it's not an easy group of people to pull together. But yeah, I think for the future of Parnell and being able to really activate a true sort of precinct for the suburb, it does need some form of change from what it is today. And for me, I think the best way to do and make that change is to make it a more pedestrian friendly space and a less sort of thoroughfare or through road.
Are there any projects in the vicinity that you're working on at the moment that you're excited about?
We've been working on a project, a sort of micro apartment piece, which is new to the market, I suppose, for New Zealand, and thinking about how you can live and inhabit in a sort of 16, 18 square metre apartment. It's really exciting to see a different way of living and how that can sort of blend between the professional worker and more some of those students who are coming through and studying in and around the city as well. So I'm really excited to see what that brings to the fringe of Parnell and how we can start to really drive a little bit more activity and foot traffic through Parnell as a result of that.
There might be more people using that toy library.
Yes, exactly.
Or less balls, or more balls. Yeah, there's some more parks discovered. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. Well, I mean, Parnell sounds to me like it's a suburb where innovation has happened and there have been quite a few firsts. So
100%.
Nice to see innovation is coming from within Parnell.
Yes, yes.
All the best with everything you're doing.
Thank you very much, Petra.